You know, depression is something that many of us have experienced, whether for a couple of months or for years. Raise your hand if you've ever felt depressed for any reason, that you thought, ugh. Okay. A little later on, I'm going to show you a very unique and fun, really fun way to deal with depression. But right now, I'm going to tell you about my next guest, Sabrina. She says she has a college degree in psychology, but has worked as a restaurant server for 10 years. She blames her inability to move forward on her depression. Here's Sabrina's story.
For the past 7 years, I have been struggling with depression and anxiety. I'm turning 30 and I feel like I've wasted a lot of time in my 20s just not being happy. And I feel like I don't know who I am yet. I do have a college degree, but I do work in a restaurant and I've been doing that for the last 10 years. I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed, I'm disappointed. I can't remember the last time I felt optimistic and certain about my future. The depression got so bad, I moved from New Jersey to Texas, and I was definitely looking for a fresh start because I needed to reinvent my life. But in reality, I spend most of my nights with my cats. When friends do invite me out, sometimes I just don't have the energy. I do feel desperate for a change in my life. The last thing I want is for my 30s to be like a repeat of my 20s.
Well, Sabrina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. And also joining us is Professor Barr, Chief Scientific Officer and spokesperson for Mood Bloom, an extraordinary new app we'll be talking to him about. Sabrina, what has been the hardest part of depression for you?
Feeling stuck, like I'm in a vicious cycle with this inability to move forward with my life. Definitely feeling uncertain in who I am, and it's definitely worse when it's cold because I just feel frozen, and then I don't feel very optimistic about what the next stage of my life even is.
And you say you've worked as a server in a
Yes.
restaurant, which is honest work. There's nothing wrong with that, but it isn't what you wanted to do, right?
No, but I don't think I ever really knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And Professor Barr, is Sabrina's type of depression common?
Yeah, in fact, it's very common. That's why we've been working hard on finding a solution that is both effective and enjoyable.
Since you're the brain behind Mood Bloom, which you developed while at Harvard, I'll just let you tell everybody what it is.
Yes, so Mood Bloom is a therapeutic game, and I found it pretty amazing that you can actually deliver therapy through a game. These therapeutic games are really meant to change the way people think, and we do this by making thinking more flexible and more smooth. So a game like the clouds is supposed to make you stretch your imagination. So you look at two clouds and you have to try to see which one fits the label at the top.
Okay, well, let's ask people. Audience, take a look. Which one of these looks most like a butterfly to you? Is it A or B? A. Okay. You're healed, go home. All right, and Sabrina, do you see a butterfly in A?
I do.
Okay. We have another cloud test for the audience, right? Do you see a familiar face in A or B? B. All right, well, what do you see? Yeah, see, I don't know. All right. So, Professor, how does the therapeutic games like this really help with depression?
The idea here is to facilitate, we call our method facilitating thought progression. The idea here is really to make your thinking more broad, to be faster, to be more original. So all our games are actually aimed at changing your thinking pattern in a way that's been established scientifically and tested clinically.
The whole thing is, this is a breakthrough approach for this mental health issue. It's something that hasn't really been done before, right?
Right, absolutely. It is based on scientific research that's been published in scientific journals, but at the same time, we've since then translated this into a game and tested the game in clinical trials at the Massachusetts General Hospital. And we found out that just playing 15 minutes a day for 8 weeks already lowered their depression symptoms by half. But I do want to qualify, and I want to make sure everybody understands that depression is a complex condition to be in. So there's no replacement. We're not suggesting drop everything else and use Mood Bloom. We're suggesting that it's a great, efficient, and effective and enjoyable addition to whatever you're already doing with your depression.
Yeah, it's a tool that you can add. You're not saying get off all your meds, call your therapist and quit. It's like kind of having therapy on the go. People who have played Mood Bloom are really raving about it. Jennifer says after a few weeks of play, I'm smiling and don't feel like I'm stuck in a rainstorm. John says this game has done wonders for me. I'm not even close to as depressed as I was. Bethany says I found an easy way to treat my mental health. And Sabrina, you've heard Mood Bloom works to reduce depression symptoms, and it's fun to play. Do you think that this would be helpful?
Absolutely. But is it expensive?
Depends on how you define expensive. It's less than 50 cents a day. Does that seem reasonable to you?
Yes,
Okay, so I want to be sure. I want to be sure. If you or someone you know suffers with depression, Mood Bloom could be just the tool you need to add to your tool belt. It's a fun, simple, take-it-on-the-go mobile game that has proven successful in helping with this mental illness. So just go to your App Store or Google Play and download Mood Bloom today. Professor Barr, I understand you have something you'd like to tell Sabrina.
Yes, Sabrina, I think actually I'm so confident that Mood Bloom can help you that we're gifting you with a year of subscription to this efficient and joyful tool. Thank you.
I'd like to thank my guest today. A special thanks to Professor Barr. Sabrina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.